All right, I think we have some more people coming in as we go, but it is 9:15, so let's go ahead and get started. Let me just say, first of all, good morning, everyone. Again, apologize for the small technical difficulties that we had, but we're over that now. We got things fixed, and we're ready to go. So my name is Christian Martin, and I'm a junior here at UAH, and I'm also a student ambassador within the Office of Admissions. And so I'm really excited today to welcome you guys to our virtual high school counselor today, event day. And we have some really good information that we're going to be able to give to you today. Just a couple housekeeping details, if I can go over real quick. If you see at the bottom of your screen, we have a Q&A function today. And so we're going to have some staff members from the office able to answer your questions. And if you have a question that is probably beneficial for the whole group to hear, we're going to wait until the end to answer that after all the presentations. Also, last week, you should have received a Google form, and we're asking you to fill out so we can follow up with some additional info. And we plan to send that info out later this week to all our attendees. Also, lastly, this will be recorded. So at the end, we can provide the link that you can go back and watch it if you missed anything or whatever it is you need. So if I just want to give a quick bird's eye overview of what today is going to look like, we're going to start with some introductions from our admissions staff, including our admissions counselors. And then next, we're going to have a student panel with 4 current UAH students, including myself. I'll be on the panel. And so if you want to go ahead as we get to the panel, you can submit questions for our students using the Q&A and just indicate on the comment that it's a panel question. So after the panel, then we're going to be hearing from 2 of our departments on campus that have a couple big major updates that affect our campus. One's going to be the Morton Hall expansion project, and the next one is going to be the Invention to Innovation Center, or we call it the I2C. After those presentations, we're going to hear directly from the Director of Admissions regarding updates to our scholarships and information about dates and deadlines about that. And then after all that is done, we're going to end the event with any last minute questions that you guys might have. So with all that said, let's go ahead and get started with our admissions staff. So they're going to tell you their name and their role in our office, including their territories. So from my screen that I see, let's just go ahead and start with Rachel.
Hi, my name is Rachel Payne. My territories includes the eastern counties of Alabama from the tip top to the very bottom. And all of those are on the website.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, Alex.
Hey, my name is Alex Mock. I'm the Assistant Director for Enrollment Information Systems.
Cool. All right, Blake.
Hey everyone, I'm the Admissions Counselor for Southwest Alabama, Mississippi, North and South Carolina, Virginia and West Virginia, Maryland, Washington, D.C., and Delaware.
Awesome. Dale.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Del Tegantfort. I'm the admissions counselor that works with our local students here in Madison County. I also work with our Western United States students from Colorado to California, including Alaska and Hawaii.
Awesome. Vanjie.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Vanjie Harris. I am the campus visit coordinator and over our wonderful admissions ambassadors that you're going to meet some of today.
Thank you. Julie.
Hey, I'm Julie Rice. My territory is Georgia, Florida, and then Midwestern states from North Dakota down to Texas, just that strip.
Awesome. Alicia.
Good morning. I'm Alicia Abernathy. I have Colbert, Lauderdale, Limestone, Lawrence, and Morgan counties, and I also work with our dual enrollment students.
Jay.
Hey everybody, I am Jay. I have half of Madison County. If you're interested in what schools those are, we have a list on our website, but I also work with our social media and digital stuff like YouTube and videos and podcasts and stuff like that. So you may see my face a couple more times.
All right, Allie.
Hi, everybody. I'm Allie Eason. I'm an admissions counselor here at UAH, and I work with Kentucky, Ohio, Missouri, Illinois, as well as the northeastern states of the U.S.
Kaylin?
Good morning. My name is Kaylin, and I'm an admissions counselor over Tennessee.
All right. Brianna?
Hi, my name is Brianna Fincher, and I assist the transfer students from 2-year and 4-year universities.
Awesome. And Kayla?
Hi, I'm Kayla, and I have the Birmingham area. So I have Jefferson, Shelby, St. Clair, and Talladega counties.
Awesome. Is that all of our counselors that I can see on my screen at least? And so after our counselors, I'll go ahead and introduce our Director of Admissions, Peggy Masters, and she will be moderating our student panel today.
Good morning, everyone. Thanks, Christian. So this is our lovely admissions staff. We do have one other admissions counselor, Lauren Castillo. She works with the Cullman, Blount, Tuscaloosa area, and she is out today. So if we do have anyone who is joining us from those schools, all of her contact information can be found on our website. So we are going to go ahead and dive in for our student panel. So admissions counselors, thanks for joining us. We will see you guys later, and we will get our current students set up and ready to go. Hey guys. Okay, so let's just jump in. So I thought that this would be a good opportunity for our high school counselors to hear firsthand from students who are here at UAH and obviously enjoying their time. So why don't you guys each just start off by telling us your name, where you're from, your major, and your class year. So Christian, you can go ahead and get started. You've mentioned a couple of those things already.
Yeah, so you guys have heard my name is Christian Martin. I'm a junior studying information systems. My hometown is Decatur, Alabama.
Jonathan?
Hey everybody, my name's Jonathan. I'm a junior from Dixon, Tennessee near Nashville, and I'm majoring in foreign language and international trade and Spanish.
Great. Anna?
Hey, my name is Anna. I'm actually from Huntsville, but I do live on campus, and I'm majoring in cybersecurity engineering, and I'm a junior.
Great. And Tori?
Hi, my name is Victoria. I'm originally from Charleston, South Carolina. I'm a senior biochemistry major with a pre-med track.
Great. Thank you guys so much. So why don't we just jump in and tell us a little bit about your own college search process and how you guys ended up at UAH. Anybody can go ahead and get started.
I guess, go ahead, Anna, go ahead.
My college search process was really centered around my major because I wanted to do cybersecurity engineering. That's a pretty niche major. And so I looked around at a few different colleges that had that major. And I was actually able to find maybe 10 or so. There really aren't a lot. And then I toured 2 or 3 of them that I liked. And then I came to UAH, and even though I'm from Huntsville, I never really saw myself attending UAH. I ended up loving the campus, and UAH had better scholarships than any of the other programs that offer cybersecurity engineering. I liked the residence halls, and I just was really impressed by the computer engineering program. And so I ended up coming to UAH mainly because they do have that great cybersecurity engineering program.
Great.
So in my college search process, I was focused on a couple things. Big thing, scholarship, right? Money talks, and UAH talked a lot when it came to having money for scholarships. So that was a big thing out there. And so I came and toured the campus and learned more about the academic programs relevant to my major. And then, I was familiar with the city of Huntsville, but then after learning about all the internships and co-op opportunities and then post-grad job opportunities, it really just hooked me in after that. And I knew UAH was a very successful place to be post-graduation. And so that's what I was really looking for in a college.
For me, I really didn't actually know that UAH existed until I was already started my college search process. I was looking at schools up in Tennessee. I thought I already knew where I wanted to go. And then maybe around November or so, I was kind of like, I'm not really happy with the choice that I made so far. So my mom and I sat down, we were like, let's pick one more school. And UAH was that school. And so I really like the scholarships. I love the residence halls. I'm still living on campus and I love it. And really the feel of the campus, the size of the campus, everything was just perfect for me.
Great.
My college search process was pretty easy. UAH partnered with my high school, so I had been visiting UAH and working with UAH since freshman year of high school. So I knew about UAH pretty early on. I got to tour my freshman year of high school and just kind of fell in love. So UAH was always really high on my radar. And then I applied, got in, and that was pretty much the end of my college search process because I loved the campus. I loved the feel, the size of the campus. Like Anna and Jonathan have said, the residence halls are amazing. And I just really fell in love with campus being on here all of the time.
Great, thank you. So I kind of want to highlight a couple things, with our students here. So we've got probably the majority who are looking into a STEM program. So I think that for our high school counselors, I think that's typically what they probably see from UAH is they're sending students who are thinking about engineering, sciences, anything within that STEM field. But Jonathan, as someone who is in the College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences, I was wondering if you could give a little bit of an insight into, kind of the classes that you're taking, some things that you like about, your specific college, and why you kind of chose a school that was so well known for STEM, to do something within, a liberal arts range.
Yeah, so I'm actually kind of all over the College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences. I'm majoring in Spanish. I have a minor in French also. I'm getting a minor in communications, and I'm also looking at minoring in political science. So I've got a whole wide range of different things there. I really love the College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences. One of the big things for me is the class sizes tend to be a lot smaller because a lot of our students do come for that STEM area. So we do have, like in my Spanish classes, I may have 20, 15 people in them. My French classes have had less than 6 or 7 people every French class I've been in. And that's really good for me because it really helps me get to meet the professor a little bit more. In those classes, it's really important to have that one-on-one connection, be able to feel like you can speak up, ask questions. And that's been really helpful in all of the arts humanities classes I've taken so far. I love the faculty. They're all very open, very interested in talking to us, getting to know us a little bit more outside of the classroom, and then helping us out inside the classroom. So they've all been really supportive. The advisors too are fantastic. They really want to make sure that you're doing what you want to do and really help you get where you want to go. And so I love the College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences. I think it's awesome. I wish we had more people in it personally.
Well, I think that you do a great job of selling it, especially to our high school counselors that are joining us today, that, UAH is a really good option for students who are looking. It sounds like you're going to have basically this almost individualized program by the time you graduate, along with like 27 minors. But all of that is giving you the opportunity to kind of, dip your feet in a little bit of a whole bunch of different puddles there, I guess.
Right. Right.
I think that's great. And so I don't want to discount you guys, Christian and Anna and Tori. Obviously, the STEM programs, what you guys are kind of involved in. Why don't you talk a little bit about some of the things that you really like within either your specific major or your college or perhaps a class that you're taking that you think would maybe be important for our counselors that are joining us today to relay on to their interested students. Anybody can go ahead and start.
Yeah, I mean, I'll jump in first and say that, so within my classes, within information systems, I've had several classes where I've been able to do things like projects, but in a way where they're real life aspect projects that I've literally talked about in job interviews. And like the hiring managers and stuff were like, oh, that's really cool. Like, for example, one of the first IS classes I took was a business simulation model in which we designed essentially a company that would sell laptops. And it was a whole big thing where we had to research the market and know where to sell. And it was a big like 5-person company. And it was a lot of trusting on each other to do the work and helping each other, and being able to get experience like that working on a project in a group has a lot of value when you're talking to people in a job interview, when you have experience like that. And that's not the only example, but that's just one to show you that we're doing things in the classroom that are directly preparing us for interviews and for work in the actual workforce.
Great.
To kind of bounce off Christian, for my major, I'm in College of Science, and for chemistry, we have to do some sort of research before we graduate. So next semester I'll be taking, it's called Intro to Chemical Research, and I have to work with one of my professors and be in their research lab and kind of get that hands-on experience, so that when I go on, I'll have that experience and I'll have that knowledge to, you know, bring it to a job or bring it to med school and whatever I plan on doing. So that's something I think is really important.
Yeah, great.
So something that has really been standing out to me this semester about the College of Engineering is just how good the community is in the College of Engineering. And that's really important because it's hard. And so the fact that we're all willing to help each other and maybe teach each other concepts, and the fact that the professors are really open to questions. The associate dean has been sending out surveys all semester asking what they can do better for us. There's actually setting up a program where you'll have an accountability partner for your video watching, and you guys can even like watch your videos together. So they're really trying to keep us like locked in a sense of community, which is just really nice because it can be really hard. So to have those extra resources is great. And then my major specifically, something I've really liked about it is the fact that it's not just cybersecurity, it's also a lot of computer engineering. And so I've gotten experience with a lot of different programming languages, which looks great when I'm applying for a job because it shows that I can actually adapt to multiple different programming languages, and I'm not just locked into one. And so we have a lot of projects that give us hands-on experience working with those programming languages, which I really like.
Great. Thank you guys. So we've kind of touched on academics and your classes and your major and stuff like that. So why don't we kind of shift some gears and talk about student organizations and some things that you guys are involved in, especially, again, things that you think are, you know, interesting and cool and that can be passed along to prospective students that they may not know about. So anybody can start. Go ahead,
So, I mean, I guess I can just give you like the rundown of organizations that I've been involved in. When I first came in, I got my toes in the water of SGA with a format called Freshman Forum. So a really cool opportunity to kind of, when you first get to college and you're able to get in the door of SGA, is a really awesome opportunity. I'm also last year been able to be involved in, it's called the Emerging Leaders Program, which is essentially a mentoring program for freshmen that's really able to be involved in that. Now I'm pretty actively involved on the executive board for one of the fraternities on campus. I actually just recently got elected to the iSystems Club, the vice president. It's basically a professional development club for members of information systems. So it's pretty awesome. Also in my spare time, sometimes I like to play some intramural sports. I'm not that good, so I don't play in the competitive leagues, but I do like to throw a Frisbee now and then. So it's awesome.
Great, thank you. Anna, you wanna jump in?
Yeah, so I'm not sure about clubs that you guys might not know about, but in the College of Engineering, the cool thing is that there are a bunch of different clubs for pretty much every major. So I know that's still school related, but one of our most popular clubs is actually the Space and Hardware Club. And that club is an awesome opportunity to actually get resources to work on projects that have nothing to do with really your schooling. And so those can look great on like a job interview, and really they can help you understand if you like your major as well. Because there are ways for pretty much all engineering majors to get involved with the Space and Hardware Club. I'm not sure about chemical, but other than that, I think every engineering major can actually get involved. And so that's just a cool way to work on a real project. besides engineering clubs, there's also just a bunch of different fun clubs on campus that I think a lot of people don't really know about, like the fencing club, and I'm in campus ministry. We have a ton of those, probably like 15. And then there are a bunch of just social clubs, like the anime club or the beekeeping club, just ways to make friends who have similar interests to you.
Great.
And I will say, about our clubs on campus is that most of them can't like discriminate against students. So like as a chemistry major, I was part of our chemical engineering club. And in the club, there was an aerospace engineer. So I think that's really cool because you get to do things that you may not get to do within your major, that you still have an interest in. And I'll also take this opportunity to plug our rowing club. I've been on the officer board for 2 years now. And it's one of the like fun side clubs, but I love it. You don't have to have experience to come in, which is something I really loved. So you get to meet a bunch of people and learn a new sport. So I think that's really cool.
Great.
Some of our organizations that I kind of like and that are really popular, our esports teams are really popular. We have a lot of video game associated clubs, so anybody that's interested in that, this is the place to come for that. We had a Pokemon Go club that I was a part of. Anna was part of that too. We have a Wii Sports Club. We have a Super Smash Bros. Club. That's all Nintendo. That's what I know. But we have all kinds of video games clubs, and I think that's awesome. And then those other recreational clubs, like they mentioned, academic clubs like the Spanish Club, the Math Club, things like that.
I'd like to throw in that our esports team is actually very good. They've been doing really good in competitions recently. So counselors, if you guys have students who are really interested in video games and actually pursuing that professionally, because that is somehow a thing, this is really a great way to get them started on that.
Great. Okay, so let's talk about your plans, or if you guys have had any experiences so far with experiential learning. So we know that co-ops and internships are a really big thing at UAH, and that we have a lot of different opportunities, regardless of your major, for you to participate in, these opportunities that can eventually maybe lead to a full-time position, hopefully. So if you guys want to talk a little bit about either your plans for the future for any co-ops or internships, or maybe something that you've had a chance to do, or something that you're hoping to do. Why don't you guys start off? Go ahead, Christian.
So I hate to be the one to jump in first yet again, but this is a topic that I absolutely love to talk about because UAH is really good at it. So here we have an entire office called the Office of Career Services, and they are completely dedicated to us getting jobs and internships and co-ops, and they are really good at their job. And so one of my personal experiences that I've had is I was able to be selected for a program called the I4 Cohort. What this is the university takes a small cohort of students and they pair us with a company in the area, as in a mentorship pipeline. So I was paired with the Northrop Grumman Corporation, which, if you're not too familiar, is a big defense contractor in the area. So I spent a whole semester learning about the company, meeting with the actual executives, like CEOs, flew in from HQ to meet us, learning all about the company, got to tour like classified facilities and see all that cool stuff, and then was able to interview for a position with them. And so this whole program was put on. It would not be possible without career services here at UAH. And so they're able to set up these relationships with the employers of the Huntsville area and just directly plug UAH students into these companies. So absolutely amazing opportunities you have here. You just have to be willing to essentially reach out and take them.
So one of the best things about UAH, in my opinion, is that it is located right in the middle of Research Park. Cummings Research Park, which is the second largest research park in the country and fourth largest in the world, which is insane. I didn't even realize that growing up. I just knew that everyone's parents were engineers. but it's really provides great opportunities for internships. I'm actually a rarity in the College of Engineering in that I didn't have an internship after my freshman or sophomore year. I chose to work at a summer camp. But going forward, I'm actually applying for a lot of internships over this next summer. And the reason I've been able to apply for a lot of them is through career services. We have a platform called Handshake, which is basically LinkedIn for college students. And you're able to find a lot of internship opportunities that you can directly apply to on Handshake. Besides that, I've actually gotten interviews through the career fair, which is held once a semester. So the fall career fair, I actually got 2 interviews from that I had last week. So we'll see how that turns out. And then something really cool about UAH for my major specifically is that the FBI is actually developing a second headquarters in Huntsville, and it's set to open this summer. And so I'm applying for internships there, and that's like my dream job. So for cybersecurity, that's a great opportunity.
Yeah, very exciting. Tori, you want to go next?
So I'm a little less internship co-op side and more on the research side. And so like I said earlier, I will be taking that class next semester where I'm working with one of my professors in their lab. But then also there's the Office of Undergraduate Research. And so you can go and visit them, and they're kind of like career services. They're going to kind of point you in the direction of research programs that you can apply to. Anything going around on campus, and even some of the like national research programs as well. So they really help you out in helping you find the information for those research programs.
And I think an important thing to note with the research is, that you don't necessarily have to, freshmen can get involved with research as soon as they step foot on campus. So I think a lot of research intensive universities, want students to wait until you're a junior, wait till you're a senior, wait till have taken this class or this class or this class. But here at UAH, they really want students to get involved the second that they land here on campus. So anyone who is interested in any type of research, it really can be even outside of the STEM fields as well. So kind of something to point out. So go ahead, Jonathan.
Yeah, so I actually had an internship scheduled over the summer. The World Languages Department, they really push students to do internships abroad naturally. So I had an internship scheduled in Argentina. I was going to live in Argentina from May through the beginning of August and work, and I didn't get to do that. But hopefully I'll get to do that next semester or next summer. And if not, then hopefully that next spring semester, we'll see what happens. But I was really looking forward to that. I think it would be a great opportunity for me to kind of perfect my Spanish skills, or at least get to a point of like full fluency. And depending on how it goes, I'm open to the concept of living abroad for a certain number of years in Argentina. I'd love to go to Costa Rica and Europe too. So I'm really excited for that opportunity to see how that goes.
Great. So we kind of hit a little bit on, how some things have changed in light of, the pandemic and COVID and everything. I'm sure our high school counselors are wondering how you guys are doing with, kind of the format of the classes that you're taking. So if you want to go through and just kind of let us know, are you fully online? Are you doing a hybrid method? Kind of where you're at and how you think everything is going in terms of, whatever process that is.
So I can start with this one. I'm fully online for all of my lectures, except one of my labs. I only have one lab, and it's actually hybrid. So it's just a programming lab. I actually have right here, it's on these little microcontrollers. So we do kind of have a physical aspect. So that's why it has a physical part of the lab. And I've really enjoyed being able to go into the lab in person and ask my TA questions. But for all of the lectures, I've kind of started to like watching them from my room. I honestly might be getting a little bit too comfortable with that, with being able to watch my lectures in my pajamas. But it's been really nice how professors are pretty accessible for office hours. And then really the main good thing is, like I said, the College of Engineering is really promoting a community. So they're giving us resources to connect with each other. And actually my major started its own Discord so that we can all like keep each other reminded of assignments and ask questions. But it is hard to stay on top of all the online assignments. I'm sure the high school counselors are aware of that, but they're trying their best to make it easier for us.
Good. Jonathan, you want to jump in?
Yeah, it's been different for sure. I am completely online except for one class. I have one hybrid class, so I have one class that I go to every week on Wednesday mornings. I actually do enjoy going to class. I like being able to sit in the lectures. I think it helps me a little bit, but the online has not been as bad as I was worried it was going to be. For me, it is actually really nice to be able to do it whenever I want to. My professors have been really good about keeping the lectures kind of short and then giving us some other supplementary materials. So I do maybe 30 minutes of a lecture, and then I have some readings to do or another video to watch. So that's really nice to be able to kind of mix it up a little bit. And then, like Anna mentioned, all my professors have been very open, very accessible by email through their office hours. So that's been really helpful too, to kind of help with the differences that come with online.
Great. Go ahead, Christian.
Yeah, so I'll just add in, when we started the semester, I was a little concerned, like, oh, I don't know how online is going to go. But having, we've just crossed the midterm point of the semester, and honestly, it's been going pretty smoothly, if I must say. One thing that is actually really beneficial is time management. And you would not expect that with online classes, but it actually is, because I'm able to work on my own schedule. Now, for some students that working on your own schedule might be a problem. But for me, I'm like, I know I can literally spend like all Monday and Tuesday and get the majority of my work done in the week. And then the rest of the week, I can do whatever. And so for my classes, they've been kind of releasing material on a week by week basis. And so literally I just like, all right, I have a whole week to get these done. And then as soon as I get them done, like I'm done for the week. And so it's really, for me, it's been really nice to just do that on my own pace, on my own time.
Great. Tori?
So I'm fully hybrid. I'm pretty much perfectly half and half. I come to school on Wednesdays and Thursdays. I attend online lectures Mondays and Tuesdays. I have one online lab, and then I have one hybrid lab where I go once every other week. And it's been really working out for me. I like it a lot. I have some health issues, so I really love online lectures, because if I have a flare-up on Thursday, I can still attend the online lecture, and it's not like I'm missing class. So if you have students with disabilities, that's a really nice thing, being able to attend from home. But yeah,
that's a really good point. Okay, so as we wrap up, guys, why don't, if you want to kind of leave our attendees with maybe one thing that you would like for them to know, to pass along to any prospective students about UAH or about your experience or about just kind of anything, or what are some of the most important things that you want them to know?
I would say if you're interested in UAH, come visit. We want to see you. We'd love to give you a tour. I think coming to visit campus is the best way to really know if this is right for you or not. Any questions you have, you can ask us. You can ask your admissions counselor at the visit. We'd love to be able to show you kind of what we do here and what it's like to live on campus. So I would say come visit. That's my biggest piece of advice.
I guess my parting words are, as we kind of learned today, UAH is a big STEM school, but it's not all STEM, and that we have some really great other programs, and that we'll work with you to help you find research internships in those programs. So it's not all STEM.
Good.
There's something I was thinking about earlier, even before this meeting, is that I think when I was in high school, I wish I had known to ask students in my major about like what their favorite classes were and what classes they were looking forward to, what they were learning. I think that would have been really useful to know. Of course, I still would have ended up going to UAH, but just I think that's a good question for students to be able to ask if they're kind of confused on if they like their major or the classes. It's just a great question, I think.
So what I would definitely add is that if you have a student who is perhaps torn between UAH and another school, let's say maybe all their friends are going to this other school, and they're like, oh, well, I should go to that college with them and have just a great time. That's an option for you, but I would also encourage you to try to let the student be able to see that, you know, you're in college for 4 years, right? And you can have fun while you're in college for 4 years, but your whole life is after those 4 years. So if you go to UAH, your growth after college is just an exponential graph, right? It just going straight up. I'm not saying other colleges don't have exponential growth, but what I am saying is UAH skyrockets you up the graph further than a lot of other schools. You're going to get plugged directly into companies here in Huntsville. You're going to have job offers as you're walking across the stage at graduation, and you're just on this upward trajectory. Sure, you could go and have fun at 4 years at a big state school somewhere in down south, but and if you want to do that, that's all great and fine, but really just have your student really ask themselves why they're going to college. And if their answer is to get a job, a good job afterwards, UAH is where they need to go.
We're going to put that on a billboard. All right. Thank you guys so much. So we're going to wrap this up. I'm going to turn this back over to Christian, and thank you guys for joining us today.
Absolutely. Yeah, so again, thank you to all the panelists. It's really great to hear from other students, including myself. But so what we're going to do now is we are going to have a quick 5-minute break, and we are going to get our next set of presenters lined up and get their presentations ready. So quick break, 5 minutes from now, I'm going to get right back started and we'll be ready to go. So see you guys in 5 minutes. right, I think we are ready to get started. So welcome back, everyone. So what we're going to do now is we're going to jump into our next session, which is the campus updates. So first, I'd like to introduce Jenny Russell Clifton as our first presenter. So Jenny currently serves the university as the Outreach and Retention Coordinator for the College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences. And she has some really exciting updates to share with you regarding our most recently completed construction project on campus, which was the renovation and expansion of Morton Hall. That building, Morton Hall, is the first building that was constructed here on our campus back in 1960. And so this past year, we spent about $30 million on a renovation project. And so we're super excited to have Jenny here to join us today and talk more about the additions. So Jenny, I'll let you take over.
Awesome. Well, good morning. I'm going to take a quick second to share my screen so you can see all the lovely photos of our brand new building that we'll be talking about today. Awesome. And then let me know if for some reason you're having trouble hearing me. I want to make sure you guys get to hear all the great information about Morton Hall. As Christian mentioned, Morton Hall is our original building on our campus. It's our historic building. And so created in 1960, it was where everyone went from residential to classes every day. And so if you are an alumni or you're familiar with campus, you probably know where Morton Hall is located. And I encourage all my alumni, especially and those that have seen Morton Hall, please come and visit it again because it is completely different now. We're really excited about this renovation and expansion. It started in 2016 and we were finally able to open the doors in fall 2020. Opening a building during a pandemic was not necessarily the most easiest thing, but we were able to make it work, and we have some great students that are calling the classroom space and the study space as their home this semester. With the renovation, you'll be able to see that it's now around 110,000 square feet. So we almost doubled in size. So it's a really, really nice size building. What you're seeing right here is the original entrance to Morton Hall, the nice classic columns that make you feel like you're a part of a college campus. It is home to the College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences. So over 50 different areas of majors, minors, concentrations, and certificates. But all students will step foot through Morton Hall. So that's the great thing about this building. It's going to be special to all of our students because they're going to have at least one class there, whether it be English, their psychology, sociology class, political science, history. They're gonna make Morton Hall their home as well with their Charter Foundation courses. Here you see the expansion entrance. So again, the additional square footage that we were able to add to the building. So really, really nice modern front in juxtaposition with the classical front of the original entrance. The expansion allowed us obviously to add classroom space. We actually added 13 brand new classrooms, including a 124 seat lecture hall. So really nice, innovative classrooms. So you can kind of see some pictures of some of our classroom and some of our new space. Technology-driven classrooms. Every classroom has smart technology integration. It has a variety of different setups from, collaborative space where you can roll the chairs together and do group projects to more of a traditional style lecture hall. So a lot of different flipped classroom formats that we can accommodate in our building. A collaborative seminar room so you can actually go and it looks like you're in a meeting, getting great information, sharing work on your group project. We also have great research lab space. A lot of people forget our college does research too. We actually have over 17 different research labs now in Morton Hall. The one you see a photo of right here is our newest lab. It's our computing automation lab in psychology. They study the influence of how people interact with artificial intelligence and robotics. So the psychology behind trusting and allowing robots to do work for you. So very interesting research. This photo is pre-pandemic. We're trying to obviously to get all of our labs up and ready for obviously human participants. And then we have new faculty offices. You actually get to see in our original grand entrance, it's actually home to the Office of the Dean. We have somewhat of a newer dean still, Dr. Sean Lane, with our college. And so that's our dean suite. This is also where we welcome all of our new visitors. So if you have students visiting campus, this is their entrance. They'll come and see us in. And then we also have our Humanities Center located there, supporting the arts and creative endeavors of our students and faculty. Again, you can see some great classroom spaces. I'm very envious. All of our classrooms, especially in the expansion, have these gorgeous views. So getting to obviously study in these nice classroom spaces is great. And then you have some great views, and it's just really nice, comfortable, collaborative space. Again, technology driven. When you come in the expansion and in the original entrance, you're going to see some amazing study spaces. It was really important to us that our students call Morton Hall their home. And so, you know, a variety of different areas to study in, to collaborate in, student organizations to host events. You can kind of see in this footage the courtyard that's shared between Morton Hall and Frank Franz Residence Hall, our honors college. We're really excited about that space. Hopefully, when things get a little bit more back to normal, we'll see student organization, student programming out on our lawn. And so just that great inviting college experience. In our Morton Hall, this is probably what we're extremely most excited about, is our Black Box Theater. We do have a wonderful, thriving theater department, and they're excited to get in this space and start producing some new works. Our new Black Box Theater features a catwalk, which you can see here on that second level, a control room, a green room for our guests and special actors. We have modular risers for different seating options. You can't really see the seating options in this photo just yet, but Black Box Theater is really known about the seating is never going to be the same. Based on the production, the intimate nature of what you want your audience to experience, the seating can be completely different. It's almost like you're a part of the production as an audience member. And so this Black Box Theater will be home to innovative, technology-driven entertainment. That's kind of what our bread and butter is in our theater department, is entertainment engineering. We capitalize off that we have a lot of smart students who are engineers and computer science students who are also very passionate about creating. And so our theater program kind of thrives on that environment. So if you know some great engineers who also love good tech, please send them our way. Our director of theater, David Harwell, he's actually an Emmy award-winning set designer. And so we will be very excited when we can take advantage of this space. We're right now not having theater actors on a traditional stage because of the pandemic, but we are still producing. This November, we're actually producing She Kills Monsters. It is a production that is designed to be completely online, produced, acted, and viewed online. So we're excited about that. It is a fun title. If you're a Dungeons and Dragons player or fan, you will really enjoy it. You know, students that love D&D, it's still hugely popular right now. It never went away really, but the production is based on that. So exciting time for our theater students. And then last, here's just a couple of photos of our building in action. Again, even with the pandemic, students are calling this space their home. You can see photos of our grand opening of students touring the building, finding out where their classes are. We had music student, senior Jackson Love, come and perform for us in the lobby. So that was exciting. And then you can kind of see a classroom space in action. That's our political science 340 class. They're actually doing a mock Senate right now, but you can kind of see how our classroom's allowing that collaboration between online students that have to be online, and those happening in person. And so they're actually doing a Senate with a mixed audience. So really, really exciting times. We will be even more excited when the building gets, you know, fully utilized after the pandemic's over. But it's a really exciting time for all of our students and our college. And I appreciate it. Thank you. I'm going to stop sharing and allow Christian to take back over. And if we have any questions, more than happy to answer those.
Absolutely. Thank you so much, Jenny. So I just want to say all last fall, I was giving tours and I was always telling our prospective families coming in, I was like, guys, this, you know, it looks like construction now, but this is about to be a beautiful, like absolutely beautiful building and courtyard. And I say, in August, when I moved back on the campus, literally my jaw dropped when I saw they had just finished like the sod and everything. It was the first time I saw the completed courtyard, and it was absolutely beautiful. So I'm also really excited as a student to get to use that. But awesome information. Thank you so much, Jeannie. So our next campus update, we're going to talk about the Invention to Innovation Center, or the I2C as we call it. So this building is a 45,000 square foot space that we opened last summer, and we're really excited to have this space not only for UAH students and staff, but also the surrounding community as well. So today we have with us Madison Travis, who's the I2C social media coordinator, and she's going to tell us a little bit more about the I2C and the mission that it has. So the floor is yours, Madison.
Awesome. I'll go ahead and share my screen before I start talking. Let's see here. Alrighty. Sorry, guys. Got a lot of things going on. Okay. So, like Christian said, my name is Madison Travis. I'm a senior at UAH majoring in marketing with a concentration in digital marketing and a minor in entrepreneurship. But on top of that, I'm also the social media coordinator, intern at the I2C. By far my favorite experience that I've had at UAH has been getting to work at the I2C. So a little bit about the I2C. It opened last summer, and it essentially is formally defined as a regional initiative that fosters, promotes, and accelerates commercialization of technology-based ventures through incubation, co-working, mentorship, funding, and strategic support. So essentially, it is a incubation center for tech startups. So entrepreneurs who are just getting their foot in the door, and we even kind of serve some more established corporations as well. But we help them get started and provide them a lot of resources and an amazing office space. It's located right next to the business building. As you can see in this picture, it's absolutely beautiful. I love walking into work every day. So let's see. It serves as an incubator, kind of like I said. It provides office space kind of for this 15 county region, definitely North Alabama focused. And we are actually at 70% occupancy, which is way past what our projections thought that they would be at, which is super exciting because especially, you know, kind of during a pandemic, we didn't think that we would be that far along, but it's super awesome. And it's great to see the growth that we've had. So who can we work with? We work with individuals who maybe have an idea for a startup of some kind, or who are looking to get that mentorship to start their own business. We work with some startups that may be further along, so maybe they already kind of have a team together and they're just wanting to look for some office space. Investors, so these are people who are looking to help financially or with skills or things like that. For different businesses, we work with corporate teams, so like an established company. We recently partnered with Intuitive Research and Technology on our corporate innovation hub, where they are heading up a commercialization project, which is super, super exciting. We work with mentors, so maybe they have different experience in a certain area of expertise or kind of things like that. They will come in and help the entrepreneurs, and obviously service providers as well to get those resources for our entrepreneurs. And since we are in Huntsville, obviously we will work a lot with research and development and defense contracting, government labs, all those kinds of things. So here you can kind of see the companies that we house. They have a wide range. Tribal is a meeting network, so not necessarily a social network, but kind of along that front. We have Fighterlink, who is very focused on fleet sustainment. Things range all over the place with all of our I2C companies. It's an exciting time getting to hear about all their stories and what they're working on. Different resources that we have. So we have interactive classroom education. So pre-COVID, we were housing or hosting, I guess you could say, a lot of workshops and a lot of different things for our entrepreneurs or just other business professionals as well. And they would get to learn about user experience. So we got to involve actually the College of Arts, Humanities, and Social Sciences, Dr. Ryan Weber on that, where he got to come in and give a workshop to some of our entrepreneurs. We have a very large mentor pool with a lot of different specialties. We have community events. Whenever I first got hired on as an intern, my first event that I attended was a TEDx talk, which was super awesome. Last fall was filled with amazing events that are open to the community. You just usually have to buy a ticket, which is awesome. We have obviously investment professionals who kind of know the rundown of the financials and also legalities of startup life. We have access to venture funding, which is a really huge plus for entrepreneurs because they are definitely needing some help in that area. So we have access to that for them in different programs and competitions that they can get involved in. One part that I think a lot of our companies love the most is the BHAB effect and getting to interact with so many different entrepreneurs and getting to hear their stories, getting to hear their experience, get their feedback. So that collaborative aspect is a huge selling point. Also, we have a very, very, very nice office space with a lot of meeting rooms. We have printing rooms, we have beautiful views of campus and all of the amenities like that. Our most recent one is actually the Spark Studio. And I'm actually heading up this project, which is an amazing opportunity as a student. This is our podcast room. I originally did not know how to podcast or do anything of the sorts, but we worked with Project XYZ on getting all the equipment in here and getting it all decked out with some really nice and high-end equipment for the podcast room. So this is actually open to anyone who wants to start a podcast that is centered around technology, business, innovation, entrepreneur, startup life, anything like that. They can actually schedule a session in here. For students, you do have to get like a recommendation letter from a professor or faculty member, just, for that liability aspect. But yeah, it's actually open to the community, which is super awesome. And it's really exciting to get to be in there. So we obviously have the co-working and mentorship. So they are, all of our entrepreneurs are able to work with all the different co-workers and founders and all of those things that we have access to, they have access to as well. Even as a student, I've had access to different mentors, getting to listen to different business professionals and all of that kind of stuff. One of our biggest programs is our Mentor Live program. And this just connects the subject matter experts with entrepreneurs. So whatever they're needing help with, different things like that, we will connect them and they can actually go through these mentoring processes. We're really pushing for obviously virtual mentor sessions right now, which have been super successful and people have been really loving them during this time of kind of uncertainty. So we do have a lot of funding and strategic support, which has been a really awesome experience and a great help to us, but more of a help to our entrepreneurs as well. So we have access to HubSpot, and then AWS as well. And then in Huntsville, we partner with Intuitive, Warren Averett, and Innovate Huntsville, which are three awesome, also Maynard Cooper Gale. We get to work with all of them on different events, different projects, things like that. They all get to help us and are wonderful partners for the I2C. So student involvement, there's lots of ways to be involved as a student. Whenever I first came to campus, I had no idea what the I2C was or anything like that. I just knew it was a really pretty building on campus. So I was really eager to get involved. I was actually scrolling through Handshake and saw the opportunity to work as a social media coordinator intern at the I2C. So that's how I got involved. We have different positions actually with the I2C, but the companies in the I2C also are hiring interns as well. So I know Geek Finder's is looking for some right now. Tribal, I have a couple friends who worked for them. So different things like that. You can actually attend our networking events. So we will work with like the Rise Network. We worked with Space Apps, Urban Engine, all those kinds of things for different networking nights, which students are more than welcome to come to. I highly recommend that. It's a great way to get to meet these business professionals in Huntsville, and just get some different business cards, get some information, and just really grow the network, which really just expands all sorts of opportunities for post-grad as well. And last but not least, if you are, interested in actually an entrepreneurship life and a startup idea, you can actually lease space at the I2C. That is something that I'm currently looking into right now. Me and actually she was an intern at the I2C. We have started our own company, and so there's no place I'd rather be than the I2C, especially being right here on campus. To find internships, you would just go to our website and click the internships tab and just click browse internships. It'll take you to, I believe it's still in an Excel spreadsheet form. It has a description, the hours, the contact, and you would just apply in whatever way is stated. We have networking events, kind of like what I was just talking about. You're really just expanding your network in the Huntsville region. We have tons of different competitions, workshops, TEDx, all sorts of things. We're kind of working on transitioning those into safe measures for COVID, but those have been a really great opportunity for, everyone across the board. If you have an idea for a startup, you can actually lease space with us. So you would just go to the I2C website, and there are links on there where you can get involved. Rigvid Joshi is my boss. He's the director of the I2C. He's a great contact as well if anyone has any questions. Or Nicole Howard, she's great as well. She makes sure that it's all running and functioning properly. So as a tenant, obviously you get to collaborate and you get to use all of the I2C resources. Make sure you follow us. I guess that's kind of like a plug for me as well, but make sure you follow us on all of our socials. We are not as super active on Twitter. Usually Instagram and Facebook are better for us, but we have some really, really exciting things coming out. Actually, our first podcast will be released end of this week, beginning of next week. So that's super exciting. So make sure you're following us along with that. We post all of our updates on there. But yeah, that's really it from me. The I2C has been a super awesome opportunity for me, and also a lot of other students have gotten a lot of experience and really just a lot of opportunity from the I2C being on campus. So I guess I am a little biased, but I think it's pretty awesome.
Thank you so much, Madison. And I know y'all heard her say that a minute ago, but in case you missed it, Madison has started her own company as a college student. So I think that's pretty awesome. So if you have students who are looking into doing just that, know that UAH has this catalyst point exactly for that purpose. So thank you so much again, Madison. Thank you again so much, Jenny. Just want to thank both of you guys for joining us today. And absolutely more information about both of those subjects can be found, of course, on the UAH website. So now what we're going to do is we're going to transition into our final session. And so we're just going to do a little bit of a review of the admissions and scholarship information for the 2021-2022 recruitment year. And so for this presentation, we have Peggy Masters, our Director of Admissions, back here with us. So I'll let you take over now.
Great, thanks, Christian. Thanks, everybody. So I'm going to go through and share with you just a few updates that we have from our office. So I don't have a lot to go over, so just a couple of slides here, but I did want to mention that we do have a couple of new degree programs. We do have a Bachelor of Science in Cybersecurity Engineering. You heard from Anna, one of our student admissions ambassadors, earlier about this program. We're really excited about the different opportunities students will have especially in the preparation for a career in cybersecurity, and coupling that with the internship and co-op program that we currently offer. We think that this is going to be a great option for a lot of our students. We also do have a Bachelor of Science in Sport and Fitness Management that is new for this coming fall. So this really takes an opportunity for our kinesiology program to kind of combine with existing curriculum within the business and communications. So if you have students that are interested in learning more about the marketing, sport and fitness leadership, the facilities, management, equipment, and all of that, this is going to be a great option for them. All this information is available online. So if you have students that are interested in learning a little bit more, I would definitely suggest directing them there. So a few important dates and deadlines that we have, and a couple of these are new. So if you are familiar with UAH and have been working with us for the past few years, there may be a couple of things that look a little different this year. So December 15th is our competitive scholarship deadline. This is a normal date for us. Our competitive scholarship program is a number of private scholarships that are gifted by friends or donors to the university. Students need to be admitted in order to apply for the competitive scholarships, but there are about 600 of them, which sound great, but the one thing to consider is that every student at UAH, including returning students, have the opportunity to apply for these competitive scholarships. So hence the name, they are very, very competitive. The likelihood of a student, a first-year student, really getting a competitive scholarship is relatively low. And a lot of times these competitive scholarships are, 2 or 3 or even 4-year awards. So while there may be something that, would be a perfect fit for one of your students, someone else could potentially have it at this point. So we definitely urge students to submit that application every single year. The great thing about that is that it does allow one singular application, kind of puts your students' names in the hat for any one of those scholarships that they could potentially be awarded. March 15th of next year is our honors application deadline. So in order to apply to the honors college, a student does need to first be admitted to the university. That deadline is pretty similar each year. So if you have students who are interested in an honors program, we definitely encourage them to reach out directly to the honors college. If they come and visit campus, we can arrange for them to meet directly with them as well. So April 15th, this is one of our newest deadlines. So it is our priority scholarship deadline. Basically, this means that students need to be admitted prior to April 15th in order to be guaranteed a scholarship. So we cannot guarantee scholarships for anyone who is admitted April 15th and after. So if you have students that are kind of, going back and forth about applying to UAH, we definitely would encourage them to go ahead and do so they get in before that April 15th deadline. This also allows kind of a good segue into some information about our upgrade process. So for students who are admitted with a certain test score and they retake a test and send us those scores, we will continuously upgrade their scholarships up until April 15th. So after April 15th, we will not take any scores for upgrade purposes. So that's one thing to kind of consider, again, to make sure that students are aware of that deadline. If you had a student who is, using their maybe fall semester of their senior year, those classes are completed and their GPA has gone up, we can also consider an upgrade for a GPA. So that's something to think about as well. We cannot accept transcripts with classes that are in progress. May 2021 is going to be our priority housing deadline. So students who are considering living on campus for the fall of 2021 need to have a housing application submitted by May 1st. We are still requiring first-year students to live on campus for their freshman year, unless they live inside, of a 30-mile radius. So super scores, again, this is something new for us. So UAH will begin to accept super scores for fall 2021. At this point, we are only accepting super scores that are coming directly from ACT. So in that proper super score format. So we will not be recalculating or super scoring ourselves based upon test scores that we may currently have in our system. In order for us to accept those for admission or for scholarship purposes, they do need to come specifically from ACT in the super score format. At this time, since SAT is not providing a super score, we are not able to accept SAT super scores at this time. So here's some scholarship information, just for everyone's knowledge. Our scholarship matrix is reviewed annually for updates or changes, and so we typically have that information finalized somewhere between mid to end of summer. As everything, scholarships are subject to change, but at this point, this is what we have set up for our fall 2021, fall and summer 2021. So these new awards are no longer tied to tuition. So in the past, we offered merit tuition scholarships. We are now offering academic scholarships. These are 4-year awards for students to be able to utilize these scholarships for fall and for spring. They must be a full-time student. Scholarships can be renewed based upon full-time student status and satisfactory academic progress. Again, priority scholarship consideration is given to all first-time students who are admitted prior to April 15th. These awards are based upon high school GPA, test scores, and residency status. So these are our Alabama academic scholarships. So for you counselors that are working with students who are within the state of Alabama, this is the grid that we will use to determine their scholarship eligibility using their SAT or ACT scores as well as their GPA. This is an academic award, so split between 2 semesters. If we do have any counselors from Tennessee who reside in the 9 counties, we offer in-state tuition to 9 counties that are bordering the state of Alabama. If you are within those 9 counties and would be considered in-state for tuition purposes, your students will also fall on this in-state tuition grid. If you are a high school counselor that works with students who are pursuing any one of our majors who fall under an academic common market program, it's the same thing. They would end up falling on this this Alabama academic grid. All this information is online, so if you do have some specific questions or looking to explore this a little further, I would definitely encourage you to take a look online. These are our out-of-state academic scholarships. So for anyone who is outside of the state of Alabama, again, using your GPA and test scores, this would represent your academic scholarship per year. Just a little bit about our application process. It's pretty much the same as it has been in years past. We urge all of our students to utilize our online application. If you have students who are interested in a fee waiver code, you can have them reach out to our office and we will be happy to give them a fee waiver code. So students just need to submit official test scores, typically from a testing agency. If you are a school that provides test scores on a transcript, we will consider those official, but we will not accept student score reports or any other score reports from ACT or SAT. And we also just need, obviously, that official high school transcript in order to make a decision as well. So we will accept, in terms of GPAs, we will accept whatever is the highest GPA that is reflected on your students' transcripts. So if your school does offer a weighted GPA, we will take that. If your school does not offer a weighted GPA, unfortunately, we do not recalculate. And so we will, again, take whatever is officially reflected on that transcript. So here's just a little opportunity to connect with us. We really encourage you to follow us on social media, and as well as encourage your students to do the same things. We are really pleased that we have been able to bring back our daily campus visit program. We are now in week 2, so we're happy to be able to welcome prospective students back to campus to be able to meet with us as an office and with some other departments across campus. We are hosting a virtual discovery day on November 21st to give students a little bit more information in a virtual format. We're really hoping that we can see students back on campus in the spring with some of our other on-campus events. So I see we've got a couple of questions here. So let me take a look. So one of the questions is, what will students be able to use their super score for? So students will be able to use their super score for admission and for scholarship purposes. Again, we need to have any of those scores before April 15th for students to be able to be eligible. We do have a code for free app week, and we can get that to you guys. Alacro should have passed that on as well. I believe our code is just the normal, I think it's ALACAC 20, but we can confirm that and get that to you as well. Okay. Does anyone else have any other questions? If not, I will turn this back over to Christian. I will look up and get that free app code for you, so that way we can put this in the chat real quick.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Peggy. So I know you guys probably think that was a whole lot of information to digest. I know everything that you just saw in that slide is on our website. All that information is up to date. So if you ever get lost in the details, just go to our website and be able to find all of that there. We've reached the end of our event today. So I just want to thank you guys for attending this year's High School Counselor Day. And, you know, I wish could have seen you guys in person, but we're making do with the best that we can with this virtual session. So I would encourage you guys, if your students want to see campus, tell them to come visit. They can potentially have a tour by me. If they come on Mondays or Fridays, you know, just saying, come on a tour with me. But follow us on social media. And if you have any questions that you can't find answers to on the website, feel free to reach out via email to Peggy. Her email is peggy.masters@uah.edu. And so besides that, just once again, thank you guys so much for joining us. Charge on and let us know if you have any questions.
Great job, Christian. Thanks, everybody.